Hi, I'm Dr. Tash. Today I'll be talking about how your genetics may be affecting your carbohydrate metabolism and your ability to break down things like rice, pasta, bread and potatoes. In a previous episode of Dr. Tash, we talked on potatoes and why perhaps they're an issue if you're trying to conceive. I discussed the potato and how being a starchy, sugary food, it is high in glycemic index and can contribute to diabetes if eaten in large amounts. So if you feed the same potato to 5 different people, their ability to break down the starch in that potato may be very different, which could explain why some of us can eat lots of potato and while some of us are very sensitive to little bits of potato. So all humans differ in their DNA sequence, but new research has shown that humans also differ in the number of copies of a gene, and this is called copy number variation. Depending on a copy number variation, the level of activity of that gene may be different. Genes are translated into proteins, and nearly everything in our bodies is made up of proteins, from hair to nails to hormones. Let me introduce you to AMY1, an example of a copy number variant. Now, what the AMY1 gene does is it makes a protein called amylase, which is found in our saliva. Amylase breaks down starches such as that is found in rice, pasta, potatoes, and bread. Now, depending on your copy number variation, you might be able to make more amylase than somebody else. I have a low copy number variant of AMY1, which means my ability to break down starches is not so good. My AMY1 copy number variant is 2. That's close to 0. That's really quite low. Now, some populations are more likely to have an AMY1 copy number variant that support improved starch digestion. More Asian people than European people carry a higher copy number variant for the AMY1 gene, meaning they can better break down starches. And this kind of makes sense as they eat a lot of rice, more rice than most Europeans would. So I have a low AMY1 copy number variant. What does that actually mean? What's the significance of this? Big deal. Well, there are 5 big deals. 1, my ability to make amylase is reduced in my saliva. This means that I'm not able to break down starch so well. 2, it means I have a reduced tolerance to a high starch diet, meaning I probably shouldn't have bread and pasta at every meal during the day. 3, I'd have a different glycemic response to a starch or carbohydrate load compared to someone who has a higher copy number variant. 4, if I was to eat a really starchy diet, then I'd really gain weight quite easily. 5, my blood sugar control would be reduced and I'd be at risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Now that I know this bit of information about myself, what does it mean for me though? Does it change anything for me? Well, I found this information really useful because I've always known that if I eat a lot of carbohydrate, I easily gain weight. And now I can see that there's a genetic reason why. And this made me quite excited, which is why I wanted to share this bit of information with you. So it doesn't mean that I'm never going to eat carbohydrates ever again. It doesn't mean that I'm not ever going to have a bowl of pasta or my mum's bread, for example. It just means that these types of foods for me are not daily occurrences. I won't be eating them daily. For me, they'll be a special treat. So if you're struggling to lose weight, you're pre-diabetic, diabetic, or even just curious like I am, you may want to consider doing the AMY1 gene test. For more information, please go to my website, but also visit fitgenes.com, the company that actually does this test. One little tip for you: when you're eating next, eat your proteins first, your fats, and then your carbohydrates. Thank you for watching Dr. Tash TV. If you've enjoyed this episode or you think somebody would benefit from it, please share it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any goodies in the future. I'll see you next time, and until then, be well.